December 2019 results are out, and congratulations if you've passed, and don't worry, you are going to get it the next time if you have failed. However, whatever the result is, for most of us, it is time for the next exam. When the September 2019 results came out, I had a surprise. It was a good surprise because I was sure that I was going to fail strategic business reporting, and then I didn't. But after that good news, I was left with 6 weeks to prepare for my next professional paper, which was AAA. And as many of you know, 6 weeks seem like a short time to prepare for a professional paper. However, I passed AAA on the first attempt, and I'm happy to say that it's doable. You can prepare for a professional paper in 6 weeks. In full disclosure, I'm a professional auditor, so I'm sure that helped, but I'm also sure that I couldn't pass that exam by relying only on my work experience. So the main thing I did was to prioritize, and I started prioritizing by limiting my resources. I was sure that I was going to rely heavily on free ACCA resources, mainly to past papers, technical articles, and prepare to pass webinars, and those already take a lot of time if you are going to use them properly. And I go through more than one prepare to pass webinar session. For example, for the December AAA, I went through the December session, of course. I also watched the June webinars, and I went through the September, I guess. So that already takes a lot of time. That's 45 hours of videos. And when you try to attempt the past papers, each paper takes 3 hours and 15 minutes, and that's already a good chunk of time. So I had a very limited time left. My first idea was to register to an online learning provider, but I quickly understood that I didn't have time to watch all the videos, do all the assignments, and just do the mock papers and other things on time and send them to the tutor for marking. I understood that I was already late to attend the class. They were already somewhere in the middle of the schedule. I missed 1.5 months, and I wasn't going to catch that up. It was only going to make me more stressed. So I decided that I was going to go at my own pace. And to go at my own pace, I chose Open Tuition because it was already available. It's free for everyone, all the ACCA students, and I decided I was going to watch the videos on my own pace, on my own schedule, and I was going to follow the lecture notes. Now, if I had time, I would like to consider the alternatives, but at that point, I needed to prioritize according to my schedule, which was very limited, and I had to do my best in that short time. So by limiting the resources, I already limited my stress because, as I mentioned before, I wasn't going to be able to join a class which started 1.5 months ago and catch up with it. It was just going to create unnecessary stress. So yes, it is possible to prepare for an exam in 6 weeks, and I fully self-studied. So if you don't have a tutor or if you haven't registered through anything, don't worry, you can do it. And again, I know I say this every time about every exam, but concentrate on the past papers. Past papers really help you understand the structure of the exam, what is expected from you, and what is expecting you in the exam. And the prepare to pass webinars are even more important when you have a limited time, because they teach so much in 3 hours per day. And when you go through 1 or 2 prepare to pass webinars, you already learn so much. I mean, of course, it's better if you have time to take a book and read it from cover to cover, but I didn't have time for that. And still, I showed up in the exam. I did my best in the 6 weeks, and I somehow passed on the first attempt. So just start studying now. 6 weeks seems to be enough, and good luck to everyone who is going to enter the exams in March.